Hi you guys, welcome back to another Treat Yourself book review. You're here with me as always, Nikki. I'm sporting my red shirt and red wine because we are about to celebrate Valentine's Day. It is the season. I love Valentine's Day, I always have, and it is the perfect excuse for us to review a nice romantic book. Love the season. Love, 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 love. We're here today with The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks. I will be covering my finger the whole show, the whole episode, the whole video is the word, because my nail's broken and I want to look cool. So anyway, yes, The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks. This is my first Nicholas Sparks book I've ever written. Imagine. It's the first Nicholas Sparks book I've ever read. Also, it was the first book for our Asbury Book Club, so thank you everyone who came. A lot of fun. It was very nice meeting everyone. So if you do want to join, go to treatyourself.us, get a book, and come to Asbury Park with me. Drink wine, read a book. Okay, so this is probably the first book that I'm really not going to have a positive review. Don't you want honesty? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. Because as I've told you, romance isn't my big category. So take it with a grain of salt. First impressions. It's a good book, like of course. Easy to read, you go through it fast, good plot. It's fine, but it's basic. It's basic. Like it's good. And I'm happy I read it. You know, I could say I read a Nicholas Sparks book. But did I leave shook? Was I shook? No, I was not. If I were to rate this book, probably be like 2.5, 3 bookworms. It was just like basic. Not the writing. Of course, it's incredible. It's Nicholas Sparks. But the plot itself was... So just to give you a little background, if you haven't read it or seen the movie, a rich girl with rich parents, and she falls in love with this boy who's poor and comes from a bad family. The parents are against her going with him. She tries to fight it. They end up breaking up because of it. And then they meet up 20 years later. That is the plot, pretty much, in a nutshell. And I feel like that is a plot that I've seen before. I've seen it from Nicholas Sparks, and I've seen it just in general. But the romance of a forbidden love, a bad boy, that's a common theme. So it's like, all right, I get it. I do think there are people who read that a lot and enjoy it every time. Like I can read a serial killer story all the time. I can read any Tana French book over and over again, and it's like the same detectives. So like, yeah, I get it if you're into that vibe. But for me, I don't know what to say. That's what it is. That's what it is. It didn't feel unique to me. In the beginning acknowledgements, he says that this book was very difficult for him to write. And I feel like you can tell that. So after I read this, I watched the movie. Obviously, I just had to know. Which I mentioned in my last vlog about why you should read the book before watching the movie. And I did. I listened to my own rule. The movie was good. Like, it was fine. Like I mentioned in my blog, the cast is not who I pictured in my head. Like Dawson I do not picture as the guy from Enchanted. Like this little prince. I picture him much more rugged, less pretty boy. Also Tuck, I pictured more rough. I didn't picture him like visibly sweet. I didn't picture him like at all warm. And he almost seemed a little warm in the movie. I feel like his warmth was just letting them exist and letting them kind of being there. Even if it wasn't saying anything or doing anything, but just being there, that's how he expressed love and his warmth. His love language was quality time. That's not the person who I saw in the movie. Going back to why you should read the book before the movie, totally different endings. Completely different. Like, okay, maybe not completely, but okay, I won't spoil it, but it's like a totally different bad guy character is at the end of this book versus the movie. Like, that changes the dynamic. That changes it all. So in the book, you do know in the very beginning, like you meet Abby, I think the name is, and who's the other cousin's name? He's very important in the book. For the book reviewing queen, I had the memory of a goldfish. I'll stop talking about the movie because this is a book review, but going back to the movie, I pictured it very dark in my head. I pictured it very gray, those cold colors in the directing because situations were so heavy, especially for him. He had such a heavy childhood and upbringing, ominous situation in his life. So I pictured that to be reflective in the movie, and in the movie it was very like yellows and like bright and sun. Something that we talked about in the book club was the moment of when Dawson says to her, like, I've never dated anyone else. I never been with anyone else, and she's kind of like ticked off. Like, how could you put that pressure on me? And how could you tell me that? Am I supposed to feel guilty for that you live a life alone now? Am I supposed to feel bad? And I'm married with a husband. Like, what is my reaction supposed to be? And she felt like it was selfish of him to telling her. So that's what we talked about. Was it selfish, or was he just being honest and talking, and however it's interpreted is however it's interpreted? I thought it was kind of selfish. He said that, I think, for her to know how much he loved her. But if you really loved her, you should not want her to feel anything negative. And you know that's going to make her feel negative, not out of missing you, but out of feeling guilt. That's the only reaction that could come, because she's married with children. Don't be a home wrecker. Yeah. If I had to pick a favorite character, it would definitely be Tuck. If you couldn't tell about how I described him before. All in all, I got 3.5, 3. I'll give it a solid 3. I'll stick with a 3 bookworm review. But it's Valentine's Day, so let me be more positive. So Treat Your Shelf is having the first Sip and Shop event. It's going to be in Philly at the Frankfurt Hall on February 19th at noon to 4. So you can come, have a drink, walk around and shop at some local vendors. Meet some great people, meet me. I'm a great person. We already have so many great vendors coming, and our vendor registration is still open. So if you want to hear more about becoming a vendor, you can email us at treatyourshelfllc@gmail.com. All right, guys, so if you want to read a book with me, join our book club. We have one in Asbury and then one in Philly on March 23rd. More details to come. And then also, if you don't want to meet me and you just want to read and enjoy life and get a book a month, every other month, register to become a member. So instead of a magazine subscription, get a book subscription. Join me, read a lot, and hopefully we'll read some great books and we'll explore some new books together. I feel elegant. All right, so if you have any suggestions for the next book I should read, comment, message me, let me know. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Treat Your Shelf LLC. If you want to follow me personally, at Nikki Soon. I just post pictures like this. If you want to know my content, this is what it is. It's me dressed up with my hoops on with a glass of something. That's my Instagram in a summary. More importantly, follow Treat Your Shelf. And check us out on our website, treatyourshelf.us, so you can get a membership, join the club, check out some events that are coming in. We're mostly in Jersey and now in Philly, and we hope to expand. Thank you again for watching as always. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great night and happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's. Read some romance books because it is Valentine's Day season. Have a great night. Bye. It's not that kind of show.